And for one final time here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Classic, a very good evening to everyone and welcome to the championship game. This is going to be a good one, kids. We got two undefeated teams, two teams ranked in the top 10 in Class 4A, as the Quincy Blue Devils at 14-0 will take on the hometown Collinsville K-Hawks at 15-0. And once again, welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. My name is Todd Duke. Dr. Chris McCluskey, will be along here in just a moment as we get you ready for this one between Collinsville and Quincy. Of course, Collinsville trying to exact a little revenge after Quincy knocked Collinsville out of last year's playoffs at Quincy High School. And these two teams are no strangers when it comes to the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic either. These two teams have met more than a few occasions. The last Prairie Farms Holiday Championship for Collinsville, they beat Mundelein in the 2019 game 63-48. The last time Quincy won this tournament, well, you have to go all the way back to 1997. They beat Belleville East in that contest 71-53. Now, these two teams have met twice in this tournament championship game. Collinsville won both of those. 1995, they beat Quincy 45-38, and then in 2004, Collinsville beat Quincy 47-46. They also beat Quincy in the third place game in 2021, so not too long ago. And the last time Collinsville beat Quincy for a trophy, that was in the third place game of the 2003 Classic Championship that took place here at Collinsville High School. I believe back then it was called the Schnucks Holiday Tournament Classic Championship. So we got a good one lined up for you here for Collinsville and Quincy. But before we even get to that, let's recap real quick the third place game. And if you watched that game, you saw Lincoln struggle mightily to make some baskets. 13 of 45 from the field, 4 of 24 from beyond the three-point stripe. And O'Fallon ended up winning that contest by a score of 54-31. Collinsville got here by beating Lincoln. Matter of fact, they beat Lincoln and Triad yesterday, and in both games, Collinsville socked the mercy rule on both of those teams. They beat Lincoln yesterday 67-41. Collinsville went 26 of 41 from the floor, went 50% from their three-point shots, having hit 9 of 18, 7 of 10 came from Jamori Weisinger all by himself. Collinsville went 6 of 8 from the free throw stripe. They only turned the ball over 3 times in that contest against Lincoln and pulled down 25 rebounds in that game. Zach Chambers only had 2 rebounds in that game. Can you believe that? The most rebounds for Collinsville had was Stanley Carnahan. He had 4 on the defensive side of things. Quincy, they got here by beating O'Fallon last night by a final score of 57-46. Quincy went 23 of 52 from the floor, 4 of 13 from beyond the three-point stripe. They had a pretty good game at the free throw line as well, hitting 7 of 9. They pulled down 39 rebounds against a very good O'Fallon team, and Quincy turned the ball over 10 times in that contest last night. Quincy ended up with 30 points in the paint, while Collinsville got 24 points in the paint from their big guys down low. Quincy did take advantage of those O'Fallon turnovers. They turned them into 12 points, while Collinsville only turned the turnovers from Lincoln into 6 points, but they really didn't need turnovers to get them any points. They were just hitting everything and anything from outside of the three-point stripe. All right, our first break comes your way. We will be right back and fill in the starting 5 for each team as we continue here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than Elsie's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School,
LC's Pub is the pub of choice for K-Hawk fans, before, after, or even during K-Hawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows K-Hawk games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, K-Hawk fans' pub of choice.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420.
The Collinsville Area Community Foundation is our community's charitable foundation. We connect people, support programs, and guide resources to help our community thrive. Our board is made up of local leaders that donate their time and expertise to identify opportunities for long-term community impact in and around Collinsville. Find out more about scholarships, grants, and ways to give back to the city we love by visiting CollinsvilleFoundation.com.
Once again, we will welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium as we get you ready for this one between Collinsville and Quincy. My name is Todd Duke. On the other microphone, the one, the only, Dr. Chris McCluskey. How are you, sir?
Hey, buddy. I'm excited. Thanks for having me back in the booth. We got a packed house at Virgil Fletcher tonight. What an exciting atmosphere.
We sure do, and this is going to be a fun one. I was just telling everybody that these two teams, no strangers to each other, met twice in the tournament championship. Collinsville won both in 1995 and 2004. Also beat Quincy in the third place game in 2021. It's been a while since Quincy has beaten Collinsville for a trophy. They did that back in 2003 in the third place game. Two trophies still available, first place, second place. These two teams are going to leave here with a trophy, but everybody wants that big one.
Second place is the first loser, Todd.
That's right. Don't you forget it. So, your keys to the game there, Doc, what are you looking at?
Well, I would say that Collinsville has to take care of the ball. We can't turn the ball over. I think we're going to shoot the ball well because we've been shooting it well all tournament. But I think turnovers are going to be the key to this game, and also foul trouble. Quincy has a deep bench. Collinsville really does not. So if we stay out of foul trouble, we limit turnovers, I think we're in for a great contest.
And you got to have points in the paint, and I think Collinsville has the advantage there with the tag team tandem of Zach Chambers, and when they have to bring in Solomon Talbot, he plays pretty well down there as well.
I do too, and I think that Stanley Carnahan plays bigger than his size, right? So I think we've got Stanley can play a 3 or a 4, but he can act like a number 5. And so I think Stan's grit and toughness helps our paint game.
Well, the paint game is going to be big. The turnover game is going to be big. And I think the three-point shots are going to be big. And if Jamori Weisinger and Nick Horace and those gentlemen can hit from beyond the three-point arc like they did yesterday against Lincoln, I think Collinsville's got a good chance to win. If you're the Quincy Blue Devils, you just have to be patient. You have to guard those guys on the outside edge, limit those three-point shots, and get your own points in the paint.
Yeah, I think Quincy's key is going to be to really pressure our guards and disrupt ball handling and the perimeter shooting. If they can do that, that's going to bode well to their success. But if our guards can handle their game and get the ball up the floor quickly, I think Collinsville is probably, they're considered the underdog here, but I think if they handle the ball, they're really not an underdog.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, sir. Collinsville is actually the visiting team here on their home floor tonight by virtue of being on the bottom of the bracket. They'll be here in their road purple uniforms, trimmed in white, numbers in white, Collinsville written across the fronts of their jerseys. Quincy is actually the home team here tonight. They are in their home whites. They're trimmed in blue. Numbers on the fronts and the backs of their jerseys are in blue, and it says Devils on the fronts of their jerseys. Quincy will trot out the usual suspects: Ralph Wires, Camden Brown, Tyler Sprick, Bradley Longcore III, and Keyshawn Thomas. That's going to be a battle down in the paint with Thomas and Zach Chambers. Zach, he's one of the starting five, as is Stanley Carnahan, Jamori Weisinger, and Chase Reynolds, along with Nicky Tony, Nick Horace, and we are just about ready to go. Camden Brown is in the middle of the floor along with Zach Chambers. Referee about ready to throw up this ball, and we are underway. Collinsville wins the opening tip-off, and they'll bring it out of the backcourt. Here is Chase Reynolds. Reynolds will move it up across the timeline. Come over here on this left wing. Spin. Move back over. Weisinger for two. Right off the bat. Collinsville has the lead.
Let's go. Collinsville showing great energy, attacking the rack right away. Here comes Quincy.
And Coach Lee over there in that purple blazer looking all spiffy. And here comes the Quincy Blue Devils. Here is Ralph Wires. Wires will hand the ball off to Camden Brown. Brown will find Longcore. Pay attention to Longcore, one of the better players in the state of Illinois. Longcore can hit from anywhere on the floor. He'll take it into the perimeter, kick it back out to Wires. Wires, left-hand dribble, gives it up to Thomas. Thomas, he'll take a shot from just inside the perimeter. No good. Carnahan there with the rebound. Collinsville coming up, trying to double up the Quincy Blue Devils right off the bat. Here is Chase Reynolds. Reynolds onto the left-hand wing now for Carnahan. Carnahan, free throw line area for Horace. Here is Jamori Weisinger. That's going to fall short. That hits the front of the rim, and I was watching him during warm-ups, man. He was hitting three-pointers from right on the face of the logo out there at midcourt.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Jamori getting ready to shoot. He wants the ball. He was a little quick and a little off balance, so that ball goes out of bounds. Here comes Ralph Wires.
Wires brings the ball up with a one-hand pass to Thomas. Thomas outside to Sprick. Sprick, he leaves the K-Hawk in front of their bench and brings it over onto the other side for Camden Brown. Around the horn will go back over to Wires. To the top for Thomas. Thomas, he's being watched closely there by Zach Chambers. Now Thomas picks up his dribble, has to get rid of it, does so to Wires, and Wires will launch a three-point shot, and that one's in, and Quincy has the one-point lead.
Yeah, Quincy running Thomas on the high post. They're spreading the ball out across the floor. Wires catches, shoots, is good for three.
Here is Nick Horace. Horace brings it up across the line. Gives to Carnahan on the left wing. In the paint, Chambers waits. Off the glass, good for two. Collinsville back up by one.
Yeah, Collinsville's got to take advantage of the paint. I think Chambers has the advantage, and he showed it there.
Here is Longcore. Longcore out on the right wing. Out to the top for Brown. Over onto the other wing for Wires. Bounce out front once again for Thomas. Thomas continuing to play outside of the perimeter for right now. Longcore, free throw line, takes the shot, and that one bounces off the back of the backboard, and that'll be a turnover. Collinsville will try to get some more points off turnovers here.
Yeah, Longcore off the mark. Collinsville had a couple guys ready for that rebound, but didn't need it. Here comes Nicky Tony Horace. Number 3, the senior leader, bringing the ball up as the point guard.
Near sideline is where he starts off, and a bounce pass up to Chase Reynolds at the free throw line. Back over to Horace. Horace backs his way into the paint, trying to get around Brown. Does so, and the rebound belongs to Chambers, and Chambers traveled. He got a little push from behind as both he and the Quincy player were going up for the rebound. That made him trip up a little bit, and he never did bounce the ball.
I think he might have got away with an over the back. It was a no call, but he kind of stumbled, and definitely the correct call on the travel out of Chambers.
Here is Wires being watched close by his head coach, Andy Douglas. Douglas and the Quincy Blue Devils got the better of Collinsville in last year's playoffs in March. And now a shot by Sprick. That one misses the mark. And the rebound comes all the way out to Longcore. Longcore, baseline, reverse layup. Can't get it to fall, but Thomas is there with the putback. And Quincy goes back up by one.
Yeah, good heads-up play by Thomas. He was right where he needed to be to clean up the trash, and he puts Quincy up.
Here is Jamori Weisinger. Weisinger gets the ball over to Chase Reynolds. Reynolds being bothered over there by Longcore, and Jamori Weisinger being shadowed by Wires. Here is Stanley Carnahan. Carnahan from the wing gives it to the top of the key for Horace. Back over to Chase Reynolds. Reynolds into the corner now for Carnahan, and a shot into the paint. Turnaround jumper by Chambers. He goes all the way over the rim, and it's being fought for and won by Wires, who bounces the ball over to Sprick. Here comes Longcore, and Quincy up by 1, trying to make it a little bit more. Into the corner it goes for Wires. Back out front it goes now for Brown. Brown around the top of the key, 2 Wires, 2 Longcore. Longcore in front of the K-Hawk bench gives it up. Wires takes the shot, no good. Or excuse me, Brown takes the shot, no good.
Over the back.
And over the back call, we're going to have our first foul called, and it's going to belong to Quincy, and it's going to belong to Keyshawn Thomas.
Yeah, Zach Chambers did a good job of getting position on Thomas, and he forced Thomas to go over the back. That will give Collinsville the ball back, down 4-5 by 1 point with 4:13 left.
There is Chase Reynolds. He'll bring it up across the timeline and settle in over on the left-hand wing. Gives it up to Carnahan. They'll switch positions, and a pass that's intended for Zach Chambers. We're going to say it was off Chambers. I thought it was off Thomas.
Yeah, he missed that. Referee missed that errant pass, but that's what happens, and it was kind of a jump ball. But either way, here comes Ralph Wires for Quincy up 1.
Wires will fire the ball over to Brown. Brown will give it up to Longcore. Longcore deep on the right side, gives it up to Thomas. Thomas at the top of the key near the free throw line, trying to get it in the paint himself. That one rolls across the rim, no good. Sprick trying to handle the rebound. He throws it up for grabs, and Longcore will get it, and they're going to have a foul called on Jamori Weisinger as he ran right into Longcore.
Yeah, that's a bummer. They were both going for it, and I think whoever got the ball was going to be the beneficiary of the foul, right? Because they both bumped bodies.
So a inbound pass will come right next to Darren Lee, the Collinsville head coach, 15th year as the K-Hawks head coach. And now we're going to see Evan Wilkinson check into the game here early, and he'll take the place of Chase Reynolds.
Yeah, you know, Wilkinson can handle the ball, but he also poses a scoring threat from the perimeter, right?
Somebody call a timeout? I don't know.
Not sure what's going on here.
They didn't announce a timeout, but everybody's over at the benches.
Officials look like they're looking at the floor.
Yeah. I don't know. Did Zach Chambers lose their contact again?
Our assistant coach is going to the trainer room.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
I don't either. Referees are still looking at the floor.
Yeah. I don't know if they're looking for blood or they're looking for a contact.
I don't know. Zach doesn't seem to be.
Well, he doesn't seem to be rubbing his eye or anything like that.
Comes the assistant coach with a towel.
Oh, he got a little spray,
bottle.
Spray bottle and a towel. So apparently there is some blood on the court down there in the paint. So a game that was already late in getting started is going to be delayed a little longer. 3:44 left to play here in this first quarter. 5-4 in favor of Quincy. Weisinger with 2, Chambers with 2, Wires with 3, Thomas with 2. That accounts for your scoring. And they're still trying to do some cleanup down there. I just never heard anybody call a timeout.
I didn't either. I don't think.
Well, they only do when a team calls a timeout. But
it has to be an official timeout.
Usually,
right?
Usually they would announce that there's an official timeout, an official's timeout. Now I'm afraid to take a commercial break because I'm thinking while I'm playing a commercial, we're going to get back to action. But
yeah, we don't want to miss action, right?
No. They're still trying to figure out. I want to know who's bleeding. Because I don't see anybody over there acting like they're hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. They're taking a look now at Collinsville. They're cleaning up all kinds of spots on the floor, but
I don't know if maybe it was over here.
Can't tell what's going on.
Sprick has the towel in his hand, and he was rubbing it on his face, so maybe it was him. I'm not sure. All speculation at this point.
At any rate, all the players got a breather, that's for sure.
Well, Wilkinson does come into the game. He'll take the place of Stanley Carnahan, trying to figure out who wasn't out there. Inbound pass comes into Wires. We're back underway. 3:40 left to play here in this opening quarter. Here is the pass to Brown. Brown to Longcore. Longcore to Thomas. Thomas will hand the ball off to Longcore at the free throw line. He'll take a shot and he'll hit it. 7-4, biggest lead of the night for anyone. A 3-point lead for Quincy. And here comes Collinsville and Jamori Weisinger. Weisinger Slowly comes across the timeline, gives it up to Nick Horace. Horace will give it up to Chase Reynolds. Reynolds gets double teamed, and a foul is going to be called, and this one's going to go against Brown.
Yeah, I think Reynolds was the beneficiary. Oh, he gets bumped in the shoulder. He's talking, they're pushing. We got a little bit of a scuffle down on the floor. Oh, we got a technical.
Well, I think it might have been just a warning.
Oh, I think they teed somebody up.
Did they?
Nicky Horace came over to the aid of Chase Reynolds while he was talking after getting a chest bump. I hope that the deliverer. Well, now the referee's talking to the official scorer.
That's Stacy Sulky Lowenstein.
Chase Reynolds got the technical.
And they both did.
They
Loncourt
both
got one
did.
as well.
All right. Well, they were both talking. Nick
So
Horace.
that'll offset the technicals, and it'll just be the one foul against Brown. So Collinsville will get to retain the ball after all of that. Here is Wilkinson. Wilkinson over to Weisinger. Weisinger, this is a very weird start to this game. Weisinger takes it out of the corner and gives it up now for Reynolds. Reynolds back at the slot area. We'll take it over to the right side to Wilkinson. Wilkinson, he'll throw it into Chambers, and Chambers lost the handle on the ball, and that one is going to be put back in by Loncourt, but right to Wilkinson, and get that out of here. That was a tip pass. The shot clock went down.
Shot clock blew right about the time the ball went out of bounds, but they're going to call a shot clock violation.
That they are. So Collinsville will turn the ball over. Quincy will bring it back up, and the Blue Devils lead by 3. Here comes Ralph Wires. He crosses in front of the scorer's table and will hand the ball off to Sprick. Out front to Brown. Over to Loncourt. Loncourt out on that right wing. Top of the key. Brown dribbles and drives. Got pushed out of the perimeter. And they'll give it up to Wires. Wires, he'll take it all the way back near the logo. Gives it up now for Sprick on the right wing. Back to the top of the key. And a dribble drive by Wires didn't go anywhere. Weisinger cut off that avenue. Now Thomas with it. He's being hand-checked over there by Chambers. Now they give to Brown. Brown almost lost the handle on the ball. Trying to get around Nick Horace. A tipped shot by Horace. Lands it into the hands of Chambers. And Collinsville brings it back up court. Here comes Chase Reynolds. Reynolds over at the other logo. And Wilkinson thought about that 3 real hard for a minute. He'll dribble his way out of some trouble. Give it up to Chambers. Chambers turns around, takes the shot. No good, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Boy, that's a big move by senior Zach Chambers against Thomas. I think that's his second foul, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, in the first quarter. So if we can get their big guy in foul trouble, that could be huge
Sure
for
could be.
Collinsville.
At the free throw line, it will be Zach Chambers. Chambers went 2 for 2 from the free throw line in last night's win over Lincoln.
Yeah, look for Collinsville to continue to attack the big man. I mean, that's a big turn of events here in this game because Quincy, I don't think, has anybody else that could match up against Chambers. Now they're going to give the big guy a break. So this is a great opportunity for Collinsville to really attack the paint here while the big guy's on the bench.
Mark Lutan will come in and take the place of Keyshawn Thomas. And Zach Chambers one more free throw, and that one's good as well. And that's what you got to do. You got to hit those free throws when they're given to you.
Absolutely. That brings Collinsville to within 1, 7-6 Quincy. And we'll see what kind of offensive set they have. You know, they had Thomas on the high post, and we're trying to run picks off of him, but they don't have the personnel to do that, so we'll see what they bring.
Dom Clay checks into the game for Camden Brown for Quincy. And the Blue Devils bring it back up. Here is Sprick. Sprick will use a little bit of a screen, try to get some separation. He pulls up his dribble just outside the lane, gives it up outside now for Loncourt. Loncourt on the left wing, trying to get around Horace. Horace gives no ground whatsoever. Here is Lutan. He'll give the ball back up, and Wires traveled, got away with it.
Man, that was a travel. He walked a mile, but he did a good job of finishing the bucket. That puts Quincy up 9-6.
3-point lead now back intact, and Evan Wilkinson with a 3-point shot, no good. Brister's into the game now for Collinsville as well. Here's Jamori Weisinger. Weisinger will give it up to Brister. Brister on the wing, Weisinger out front. They'll give it up to Nick Horace. Horace will give it back to Weisinger. They are not letting Weisinger get any close to a 3-point shot. There's a turnover, maybe. Nope. They get it to Horace, up underneath, and a jam by Zach Chambers.
Nicky Tony gives the dish. Zach Chambers brings down the house to bring Collinsville within 1.
9-8. We're under a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Here is Lutan. Lutan out on the left-hand wing, gives it up top of the key for Longcore. Longcore looking for some more penetration. None there. Gives it back to Longcore from Lutan. That's off the mark, and that one is out of bounds off of the body of Lutan. Collinsville will try to take advantage of a turnover and regain this lead.
Longcore fires an air ball. The crowd here at Virgil Fletcher goes nuts behind Collinsville. We've got the momentum.
This place is packed, that's for sure. Final 40 seconds left to go. 10-second difference in the play clock and the shot clock. Here is Tyree Brister. He'll bring it up over here on this near side. Gives it up to Nick Horace. Horace with the ball. Now to Weisinger. Weisinger turns around, takes a shot, and that's the second shot that he's taken that's fallen short. Rebound belongs to Quincy. They'll bring it up. Here is Sprick. Sprick gives it up to Longcore. Shot clock turned off. 20 seconds left to play here in this opening quarter. Quincy's up by 1. They're looking to extend that lead before we head to quarter number 2. Longcore will take his time. 10 seconds left on the clock. He brings it up and into the perimeter, kicks it back out, and a three-point try. That one circles all the way around the rim. No good. Rebound. Lutan banks it off the glass, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. 11-8 in favor of Quincy, and we're back with quarter number 2 after a timeout here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud K-Hawk alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at CollinsvilleBarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855.
Todd Duke, Dr. Chris McCluskey back with you from Collinsville High School. Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium is where we are, and why are we here? Well, it's just the championship game of this 39th annual Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament, and we are glad that you are with us. There's a bunch of you watching this game online. We got a packed gymnasium and over 1,000 people watching online. Well, 1,000 devices anyway.
Yeah, action-packed first quarter. Quincy comes out without their big man again with 2 fouls, so we'll see if Collinsville can attack the paint.
Here is Ralph Wires. He brings it up across the K-Hawk logo at midcourt, gives it up to Sprick. Sprick at the top of the key, gives it up inside the paint to Longcore. Longcore pushed back out of the paint and comes back outside over on that right wing. He'll take it around to the top of the key, and Nick Horace will get called for a checking foul.
Yeah, Nick Horace doing a great job of face guarding Bradley Longcore, the third, one of the best players in the state, and he was just guilty of a hand check there.
Chase Reynolds will come in, take the place of Tyree Brister. That's the only change so far for Collinsville here as we get going in the second quarter. Inbound pass comes into Wires. Wires over to Sprick. Sprick to Longcore. Longcore now being watched by Chase Reynolds, and Evan Wilkinson got sandwiched in between a couple of Blue Devil players. Around the horn it goes. Wires for 3. That one misses the mark, and there is Chambers with the rebound. Outlet pass to Wilkinson, who gives it up to Chase Reynolds. Reynolds, he'll bring it up and give it to Weisinger. Weisinger on the near sideline to Nick Horace in the slot. Horace, he thought about that 3. Instead, he'll take it in the paint, off the glass. Can't get it to roll, and the rebound handled by Longcore. Quincy's up 11-8, looking for more, and that one is going to go out of bounds. That was off the referee's shoe. The only reason it stayed inbounds, so he went ahead and blew the whistle because he knew if it didn't hit his shoe, it would have went out.
Yeah, nice move by Nicky Tony. He just couldn't finish the bucket. Collinsville benefits from a Quincy turnover.
Here is Reynolds, a one-arm pass over to Weisinger. Weisinger over to Wilkinson. Back around the horn will go to Reynolds. Reynolds will stand at the volleyball line, give it up to Weisinger. Jamori, he comes underneath the basket, off the glass. Can't finish, though. Collinsville having a hard time getting these points in the paint now.
Yeah, a couple layups we missed, and that could be big at the end of this game.
Here is Wires. Wires brings it over to Clay. Clay on the far side wing, and Dom Clay just outside the lane, takes the shot, can't get it to fall, and Nick Horace pulls down the rebound. Collinsville needs to get a basket out of this possession. Here is Wilkinson. Wilkinson up into the paint. Here is Zach Chambers, turns around and gets right past Lutan and puts another bucket in, and Collinsville's down by 1.
Good basketball IQ. There's a mismatch in the paint. We should feed Chambers until the big man gets back in the game.
Feed the monster.
That's it.
Bounce pass out to Lutan. Lutan at the top of the key, gives it up now for Clay, or excuse me, that's Longcore. Longcore with his feet in the perimeter. That shot's off the mark, and Nick Horace with another rebound for Collinsville. K-Hawks bring the ball back up over on the far side for Wilkinson, right in front of Coach Douglas for the Blue Devils. They get it in to Zach Chambers, back outside, back inside. Chambers trying to muscle his way around Lutan, and they're going to call a foul. They're going to call a charging foul. That's a horrible call.
Oh, man.
That's a horrible call.
No way. Just because Zach's bigger and stronger and moves the guy out of his way, they're going to call an offensive foul. He did not hook. He did not elbow. Nothing.
Definitely didn't charge.
That's a terrible call.
Yeah, he called a charging foul on him. He definitely didn't charge. Darren Lee, he's down there. He's fuming mad over there in that corner.
Terrible.
Here is Ralph Wires. He'll give it up to Sprick. Sprick over to Clay. Clay back out front to Sprick. Sprick drives, stops outside the lane, and almost another turnover, but Chase Reynolds tipped that one right back to Longcore.
Yeah, a little change. Chase Reynolds guarding Longcore, getting Nicky Tony off of him to keep him out of foul trouble, I think.
Here is Clay. Drives, tries to get past Chambers. That didn't work. Here is Nick Horace behind the back dribble. Almost got tripped up. He'll cut it into the paint, and then he'll be tackled. Lutan
foul
and
on the
Sprick
floor
there. Depends on who they call it against. This one's going to go against Lutan.
Well, Nick was on his way to the bucket no matter what, like a freight train.
Yeah, he took a little jump into the lane and tried to hold on to that ball like a running back does a football. And when he got free, he was going to jump up and try to make that basket, but he got tackled. See, that's 2 football analogies in a row. Here is Carnahan. Carnahan better be careful. Out to Jamori Weisinger. Weisinger being watched by Clay. Over to Nicky Tony. Puts on a little Euro step and can't get it to finish. But Carnahan there with the rebound. Collinsville back up by 1.
Big Stan Carnahan cleaning up the trash. He's always in the right place at the right time.
Here is Wires. Wires will hand the ball off to Clay. Out front will go to Longcore. Over to Sprick. Sprick in front of the K-Hawk bench. Back out to Longcore. Tries to drive the lane. Not a lot of room. Back out to Lutan. Lutan will give it up now for Wires. Wires on the right wing. 4:40 to go here in this second quarter. Lutan, he'll try a 3-point shot. That one misses the mark. And it falls down into the hands of Clay. Out to Wires. Wires tries to penetrate the paint area. No good. Sprick for 3. He gets knocked backwards. No call. And Collinsville collects another rebound. Payouts looking to go back up by more than just the one they're up by now. 4:20 left to play here in this second quarter. Brand new shot clock. Collinsville with possession. Here's Carnahan. He'll just take a shot, and it rolls right across the rim. Rebound belongs to Clay for Quincy. He'll bring the ball up court. And they'll head over to the other way and give it to Longcore. Longcore to Sprick. Sprick back to Longcore. Longcore drives, takes the ball with him, but I don't even think he stopped moving his feet.
He walked.
Yeah, he did. Here is Sprick once again. Sprick gets double teamed and he travels.
Yeah, they finally called it. They knew they missed it.
All right, Tyree Brister comes back in for Collinsville. Chase Reynolds will go to the bench. And the other Wires brother, that's Cameron Wires, he will come in and take his brother Cam's place.
Here comes Tyree Brister into the game for Collinsville, bringing the ball down the court.
Brister can be a game changer. We all know that. Here is Carnahan. He'll launch another one from the same spot. This one's a little too strong. And shot selection needs to be just a little bit better at that end.
Yeah, it's normally Stanley's shot, but if he missed 2 in a row, probably want to get the ball in the paint. Again, we've got our big guy in the game. Quincy does not. We should be pounding the ball into the paint.
I agree. Carnahan called for a foul there. That is the 3rd team foul for Collinsville here in this second quarter. 3:36 left to go in the second quarter. And here comes Wires. Wires will give it up to Longcore over in the corner for Clay. Clay comes away from the K-Hawk bench, gives it up for Longcore. He'll take a shot from the perimeter. No good. Rebound belongs to Zach Chambers, but he had it stolen right out of his hands by Wires. There is Cameron Wires. He'll kick it outside for Sprick. Sprick, he had Stanley Carnahan flying right toward him. He'll try it again, Will Sprick, and still has Carnahan to deal with. And now we're going to have another foul. This one's going to go against Weisinger. That'll be his second.
Oh, my goodness. On the post, they say that Jamori got his knee into the back of the Quincy post player. So Quincy will have the ball out on the baseline. Down one with 3:11 left.
Sprick inbounds, does so to Wires. Wires over to Clay. And Clay, he'll stand there with the ball for a minute, and he'll dribble his way from one side to the other and give it back up now for Camden Brown. And a three-point shot there by Clay. And a 2-point lead back in Quincy's favor. Here comes Collinsville trying to answer. Send it all the way over in front of the scorer's table to Horace. 2:45 left to play here in the second quarter. Here is Brister over to Weisinger. Weisinger, three-point shot. That one skips across the rim. Collinsville, Jamori's having a hard time finding the bucket here.
He is. We need to go to the paint.
Here is a slingshot pass over to Brister. He'll fly in. Can't get it to go. Reynolds can't do it. Or excuse me, Chambers, but Stanley Carnahan does. Carnahan, he's up to 4 points now, and Collinsville ties this at 14.
Yeah, once again, Carnahan right where he needs to be to clean up the mess, and he ties the game. Here comes Quincy.
Here is Brown. Camden Brown over to Longcore. Longcore spins away from Brister. Into the corner it goes. Another three-point try. That one skips across the rim. And Carnahan's there with the rebound for Collinsville. Here comes Nick Horace. Collinsville looking to retake the lead here.
Let's go to the paint, Todd. Let's go to the paint.
Weisinger over to Horace. Horace gives it back up to Jamori Weisinger. Weisinger over to Horace for three from the corner, and that one's missed all the way. Yeah, man, Collinsville having a hard time hitting anything from, oh, man. You got to be kidding me. They're going to call that one against Brister. He got bowled over.
Yeah, I think because Brister's feet were moving, they're going to call it on him. However.
Yeah, he was running backwards.
Wait a minute.
Dom Clay just ran right into him.
Did they just call a flagrant? No. It's a bonus.
Yeah, they didn't call an intentional foul.
So we have 5 fouls, so that sends Clay to the line.
Yep.
For 2 shots. I agree with you. Brister got bowled over, but I think because his feet were moving.
Well, how can it be I don't understand. 15-14. Quincy back up by 1 and back at the free throw line. It is Dom Clay, who did not get to the free throw line in the win over O'Fallon. He'll miss the second one. Collinsville will get the rebound, and the Cayucks only trail by 1. Down to 1:40 left to play here in this first half. Here is Reynolds. Reynolds deep out on the left wing. Picks up his dribble, gives it up to Wilkinson, and a nice little hook by Wilkinson. He finds Chambers. Chambers is pumped up.
Yes, sir. Wilkins to Chambers for the two-handed jam. Five slamma jamma, baby.
16-15. Collinsville back up by 1.
And he got the foul.
Yeah, he did. That's going to be the second foul against Camden Brown. And Tyree Brister will check back into the game. Jamori Weisinger with his 2 fouls will go to the bench probably for the rest of the half.
Man, Zach Chambers is meaning business tonight.
Sure
Isn't he?
is.
Second dunk of the night. Let's go.
Looking to continue at the free throw line, and that one's a miss. And the rebound belongs to Longcore. Collinsville up by 1 point. Quincy, they're back on the move. Here is Clay at the free throw line. Takes the shot. Can't get it to fall in. And the rebound belongs to Nick Horace. Horace, he'll bring the ball up. He'll check behind him, make sure there's no one coming up. And he gives to Brister. Brister in front of the scorer's table. Gives it up now for Reynolds. Reynolds deep out on the wing. Back over to Brister. Back over to Reynolds. Reynolds, no look pass. Wilkinson back to Brister. Brister gives it to Wilkinson in front of the Quincy bench, and here is Wilkinson for a 3, and that one was partially tipped, I believe, but Collinsville ends up with the rebound. Wilkinson back out front, and they'll throw it into the lane area. Here is Wilkinson, and out to Horace, and Brister, he'll fly, he'll drive, he'll give it up, and then Reynolds at the free throw line. He makes it right in front.
Nice dish by senior Zach Chambers to junior Chase Reynolds. Good for 2, puts Collinsville up by 3 with 35 left.
18-15. Collinsville has a 3-point lead. Here is Wires. He'll hand the ball off to Clay. Clay, bounce over to Longcore. Longcore, deep out over near the logo. And bounces it over to Brown. Brown over on the right wing. Back to the left side now for Longcore. Longcore dribbles and drives in the paint. Ditches it off in the corner as he was going in. And Clay for 3. And he'll hit it. And we are tied at 18. 10 seconds left. No shot clock here. Here comes
shot
Nick
by
Horace.
Dom Clay.
Horace over to Brister. Brister back to Horace. Horace dribble, drive into the paint, gets knocked down, and a jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Cayucks, but there's only 0.3 left on the clock.
I mean, Nicky got tripped up coming into the lane. You got to think there's a foul there.
So Weisinger will come back in, and Carnahan will come back in. I think you don't have any other choice but to do an alley-oop inbound pass and try to poke that one in the bucket before the clock expires.
Well, we have that play to Carnahan. That's probably what we'll run here. You think they put more time on the clock.
You would, wouldn't you? Here is Nick Horace with the inbound, does it to Weisinger, and the shot misses.
Ooh.
And that is the end of the first quarter of play. 18-18 after 1 half in the books. We'll take a break, come back, throw some half-time stats your way, and we'll tell you all about that when we come back after a timeout here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Looking for a new place to catch the game with a cold drink and some great food? Look no further than 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville. 1101 Bar and Grill features pizza, burgers, wraps, and salads, plus 7 large screen TVs to catch the latest K-Hawk games and all of the pro sports across the spectrum, and all the college football and basketball you can handle. 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. Call 1101 Bar and Grill for carryout orders at 618-223-1332.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Ragg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Ragg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville K-Hawks and the K-Hawk Sports Network, as well as the K-Hawk Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Ragg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Edwardsville at 1012 Plummer Drive, or call Jason Ragg at 618-307-7048, or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, members SIPC.
We love to have you come work for the City of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the City of Collinsville.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville K-Hawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200. Looking for a great place to watch the game with your crew? Look no further than the Lucky Fox Sports Bar in Uptown Collinsville. The Lucky Fox shows Collinsville K-Hawk sports on the big screen, plus UFC fights, boxing, Cardinals and Blues, and all of the NFL games with the NFL ticket and enough TVs, you'll be sure to find the game you want. And the food? How about Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, plus burgers and sandwiches, pizza, steak, and more, including great drink specials and the coldest beer in town. Plus, they have an in-house DJ on Friday and Saturday nights. Dine in and catch a game or order carry-out with the Lucky Fox. The Lucky Fox Sports Bar, 118 East Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Open daily at 11 a.m. Check out the Lucky Fox Facebook page for daily specials. The Lucky Fox, 618-223-1948. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition in Pontoon Beach provides complete commercial, industrial, and residential demolition and excavating services. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is family-owned and operated by former K-Hawks since 1980 and have over 4 decades serving the Metro East. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is your choice for quality and experienced work at a reasonable price. Schaefer's does jobs of any size, whether digging for water and sewer lines, site preparation, or building demolition. Schaefer's can do it all. Schaefer's Excavating and Demolition also sells backfill, topsoil, loam, and other materials. Licensed, bonded, and insured, from earth moving and land clearing to building and demolition and road construction to septic and sewer system work. Call the experienced crew at Schaefer Excavating and Demolition, 618-931-6237.
Herald Square and Cold Herald, two great additions to the Collinsville landscape. Next to the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, Herald Square is a new outdoor multi-use event space in Collinsville. Concerts, fun and games, farmer markets, and so much more. Herald Square, a great space for Collinsville's future. And, just off the square's turf, Cold Herald, old-fashioned scooped ice cream gelato, house-made recipes, and premium sourced product. If you're over 21, ask about the good stuff at Cold Herald. Watch Collinsville grow. Herald Square and Cold Herald, two great new additions, only in Collinsville, Illinois.
And once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. We are tied 18-18 after one half of play here in this championship game between Quincy and Collinsville. Here's a look at your first half stats. Collinsville having a hard time making some buckets tonight. They are 8 of 25 from the floor. Not a lot better for Quincy either. They are 7 of 26, but Quincy has hit some three-pointers tonight. They are 3 of 10 from beyond the three-point stripe, and Collinsville has come up short every time they've taken a three-point shot, and they are 0 for 5 from beyond the three-point line. At the free throw line, not bad by either team. Collinsville, well, basically it's Zach Chambers, who is 2 of 3, and Dom Clay on the other end is 1 of 2, and that's it for the free throws. Collinsville is out-rebounding Quincy in this contest 21-16. Collinsville has turned the ball over 5 times compared to Quincy's 2. Collinsville does have 16 of their 18 points from the paint, while Quincy has 6 of their 18 points from the paint. Collinsville has yet to turn a Quincy turnover into points. Meanwhile, the 5 Collinsville turnovers have turned into 7 points for the Quincy Blue Devils, and Quincy has 9 points off of their bench, while Collinsville's bench players have not scored a point yet. Collinsville outscored 11-8 in that first quarter, but then Collinsville outscored Quincy 10-7 in that second quarter. You do all the math, and that's why we have a 18-18 score. That is a look at your first half stats. Another break coming your way. Second half action will be on the other side of the break here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the K-Hawk Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com.
Looking for good food, good times, and good people? Look no further than the Bridge Inn in Caseyville. Just over the bridge from the K-Hawk Stadium, Bridge Inn features a friendly and courteous staff that serves up the coldest drinks and the best food in the Metro East. Lunch and dinner is available daily, with a breakfast menu every Saturdays and Sunday morning. And don't forget about fantastic fish fry Fridays. Bridge Inn also features pool tournaments on most weekends and a gaming area for the over 21 crowd. Bridge Inn in Caseyville. Check them out at 519 North Main Street in Caseyville. Call for carryout orders at 618-344-3530. The best is yet to come at the Bridge Inn in Caseyville. 618-344-3530.
Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville or Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121. or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. 18-18 after one half of play in the books here in this championship game between Collinsville and Quincy as we get you ready for second half action. And a fresh 8 minutes put up on the clock as we are just about ready to begin half number 2. Coach Andy Douglas still in the huddle with his Quincy group. And Quincy will get the ball first to begin this second half.
Well, Collinsville's got to shoot the ball better from the three-point line, no doubt about it. And neither team has shot the ball particularly well.
No.
Right? So shot percentage might tell the story in the second half.
Well, 16 of Collinsville's 18 points have come from the paint, so what does that tell you?
Well, Quincy's big guy's back in the game, so hopefully Zach Chambers can do a good job handling him again.
All right, Quincy starts off with the ball to begin second half play. They bring it around the horn over to Sprick. Sprick back out front now for Longcore. Longcore bounce pass for Wires. Wires kicks it back outside. Thomas from the top of the elbow takes the shot, and that's good for 2. And Quincy goes back out front by 2.
Yeah, good ball movement by Quincy. They keep Thomas at the high post. He ends up open and knocks down a bucket to start the second half.
Here is Reynolds for Collinsville over on the left wing. Now to Jamori Weisinger. They'll play catch for a minute and then get Nick Horace involved. Now Weisinger, he'll take his place over in the corner and give it back to Horace. Weisinger up inside now. Chambers trying to back his way in, trying to get around Thomas, throws the ball away right into the hands of Sprick, who's trying to feed it to Nicky Horace out front at the top of the key, but it never made it that far. Here is Wires from the free throw line, no good. Chambers with the rebound, and we're going to have a foul called against Ralph Wires as he kind of bumped right into Zach Chambers, but that's not a good idea.
Kudos to Wires for going up against Chambers, but he got into his body. And, man, I'll tell you what, Wires would like to have that shot back. He had a little bunny from about 4 feet, just couldn't make it happen. Quincy coming with three-quarter court pressure here.
There is Chase Reynolds over across the line to Horace. Back over to Reynolds. Reynolds back near the logo here at midcourt. We're just underway here in quarter number 3. Here is Weisinger over to Horace. Horace over on the left wing in front of his bench. Will give it up to Jamori. Back over to Nicky and back to Weisinger. Weisinger looking around, trying to find somewhere to go. Finds Reynolds. Reynolds falls down, keeps the dribble though, and gives it up to Carnahan. Carnahan takes it to the rim, no good. And the rebound on the ground picked up there by Thomas. Quincy brings it back the other way. Here is Longcore. Longcore off the glass, can't get it to fall. And there's Thomas with the rebound. Ball got stripped out of his hands. It's going to stay with Quincy.
Yeah, Collinsville not moving around a whole bunch. They're just kind of standing around, passing the ball around, and Reynolds got crossed up and ended up in an aberrant shot, but here comes Quincy from the baseline.
Inbound to Thomas, no good, and there is trying to pick up the rebound was Chambers. He couldn't do it, and now Wires comes in, reverse layup, won't fall. Now Chambers gets his hands on the ball, and a jump ball called, possession arrow in favor of Collinsville.
Well, I'll tell you what, Thomas came out to play. He sat on the bench the whole second quarter, and he's out here on a mission, so Zach Chambers is going to have to find his grit and his muscles. Darren Lee's going to call a timeout.
Timeout on the floor. Darren Lee says we need to talk about this for a moment. We'll be back after a timeout here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
No one likes a dirty house. It's work that almost no one wants to do. Why not get someone to do that work for you? Kara Gray with Rags to Riches Cleaning Service would love to take that task off your to-do list. Kara is a homegrown Collinsville High School graduate, and the owner of Rags to Riches. From floors to ceilings, from baseboards to light fixtures, Rags to Riches can clean them all. No job is too big or too small. Call Kara Gray at Rags to Riches Cleaning Service to schedule a free estimate today at 618-979-9634 or visit Rags to Riches Cleaning Service on Facebook.
Welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Todd Duke, Dr. Chris McCluskey with you. 20-18, Quincy with a 2-point lead. Very low scoring affair here in this championship game. And we are just 2 minutes in to quarter number 3. Collinsville coming down and trying to answer to at least tie, maybe take the lead. Here is Weisinger, gets it to Reynolds. They move it up inside now for Chambers. Chambers gets double teamed, back outside. Weisinger for 3, there it is!
There it is. It was only a matter of time before Collinsville got the 3-ball goal, and K-Hawks up by 1, 21-20.
You know, that made Jamori feel very good, and now he might have that touch that he was looking for earlier in the game, and he'll find it here in the second half. Here is Wires, gets it over to Thomas. Thomas, deep out over on the right wing, gives it back to Wires. He'll drive all the way down, and a bucket, and the foul. And the foul is going to be...
should be teed up.
The foul is going to be charged against Weisinger. That's going to be his third.
Wires just screamed in Weisinger's face at the end of that play, and the referees were just not around to see it. I don't know what he told him, but boy, that was aggressive.
Third foul for Weisinger. Each team has one each, and a miss on the one and only shot. 21-22. Quincy has the 1-point lead. Here comes Collinsville trying to answer. Here is Reynolds into the corner. Weisinger for 3 more. That one was too far. Could see that when it left his hands. And the rebound tipped off the glass and into the hand of Camden Brown. Brown brings it all the way up by himself. Gives it up now for Thomas. Thomas outside the perimeter. Takes that dribble and gives it up now for Sprick. Sprick back at the midcourt logo. Gives it up for Wires. Wires bounce pass to Thomas. He'll stand there with the ball for a minute, Will Thomas. And then you're going to have a foul call. This one's going to go against Wilkinson.
Yeah, pretty good foul. He knew that he was beat in the lane, so he got his hand in trying to get a steal and was guilty of the foul. But that probably took away an easy bucket.
That's Wilkinson's first, team second. Sprick trying to get the ball in, does so to Brown, and Brown, he tries to wrestle his way around, and he traveled.
Nicky Toney with the heads-up, face-up defense, causing a travel out of Quincy and a turnover. Here comes Collinsville trying to regain the lead.
Chase Reynolds brings the ball up. And that right-hand dribble, he'll do a crossover and give it up to Weisinger. Weisinger over to Wilkinson. Wilkinson in front of his own bench. Picks up his dribble and feeds it in to Zach Chambers. Chambers, a give and go. Wilkinson off the glass for 2. Collinsville back in front by 1.
Beautiful cut by Wilkinson. Chambers with the dish. Collinsville good for 2. They regain the lead. Here comes Quincy.
More points from the paint for Collinsville. Here is Wires back at the midcourt logo. 4:10 left to play here in this third quarter. Here is Thomas over to Wires. Wires in front of his own bench looking to get around Wilkinson. Wilkinson hanging tough over there, though. Gives it up for Thomas. A little give and go for Wires over the back of the basket, and the ball on the ground picked up by Nick Horace. And then a foul going to be called on Camden Brown as his hand check got Horace.
Woo, boy, let me tell you what. We were on the short end of those in the first half, and I'd say we'll take that one to the bank because the ball was kind of
it was bouncing all over the place
there
for a while.
Over the place. It wasn't under control, and we were the beneficiary of that foul.
Brown picks up his third foul, so Dom Clay will come in and take his place. And out to Weisinger. Weisinger finds Horace. Horace over on the right wing, into the corner. Weisinger again, and that one's just a little bit too strong. And that one goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay.
Oh,
it's not going to stay.
Quincy.
Yep.
Nope, they're going to give it to Collinsville.
Oh, they are. Okay. Kind of a hard time seeing some hands down there telling me what's going on with all those people. Here is Chambers. He got caught outside the lane. Gives it up to Weisinger. Weisinger to Wilkinson. Wilkinson for 3. That one's short. Saw that one. It left his hand too. Chambers, though, Reynolds, he'll put it back in. Collinsville goes up by 3.
Man, nice bounce to Chase Reynolds, and he's good on those 8 to 10 foot jumpers, cleaning up the mess, right?
There is Wires. Wires will bring it across the logo. Over to Longcore. Longcore right in front of his coach. Out to Thomas. Over this way for Clay. Clay on the left wing. Top of the key for Wires. Wires looking to penetrate. Steps back. 3-point shot. That one rolls in. And we are tied once again.
And Ralph Wires with a big 3-point bucket to tie the game over Weisinger. Here comes Collinsville.
Here is Jamori, and he'll give a one-hand pass, and then it goes into Chambers. Out to Jamori. He'll try baseline. Off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Thomas is there with the rebound for Quincy. Quincy looking to retake the lead.
Another missed layup out of Collinsville.
And outside we go to Sprick. Sprick thought about the three, closed up the gap when Nick Horace approached his face. Longcore off the glass, can't get it to go, and Collinsville is going to push that ball out of bounds, and Quincy will keep it.
Yeah, good defense in the paint by Collinsville. They just couldn't secure the ball, so Quincy's going to get the ball in the baseline. Here they go to the big man.
Thomas from the free throw line runs into double trouble there and has the ball knocked out of his hands, picks it back up. Longcore for three, and that rattles home. And all of a sudden, 2 3-pointers in a row have given Quincy a 3-point lead.
Yeah, Quincy's shooting the ball well from beyond the three-point arc. That's the difference in this game.
Weisinger has the ball on the wing, gives it up for Wilkinson. Wilkinson in front of his bench. Outside now for Chambers. Chambers backs in, and good for 2.
Yeah, Zach Chambers owning the paint. Look for Collinsville to live there. We just got to defend the three-point ball better.
There is Thomas at the top of the key, gives it up for Wires. Wires wants to use Thomas as a screen. He'll ride into the paint, no room, so he'll kick it back out for Sprick.
He got away with a travel there.
Sure
he slid
did.
his feet.
Yeah, saw that myself. A little slide step. Here comes Longcore. Longcore is going to be checked by Chase Reynolds, and Reynolds will get called for a foul. Tyree Brister ready to check in. Boy, we need him to come in and create some havoc and pick up some steals.
Create some steals, that's exactly right.
Second foul against Reynolds, and Reynolds will go to the bench. Brister will come in and take his place. Inbound pass will be triggered by Sprick. Sprick to Longcore. Longcore brings it from the near side and top of the key. He's looking for a little room to move in the paint. Almost lost the ball. Gives to Wires. Wires, he got caught. And over to Sprick. Sprick from the corner off the glass. Well, he didn't even use glass, just got a fingertip roll.
Nice move by Sprick. He attacked the bucket and laid it off right into the bucket. Here comes Collinsville down by 3 now.
30-27. Minute 20 left to play here in this third quarter. Out front we go to Brister. Over onto the wing for Horace. Into the corner for Weisinger. Back over to Horace. Weisinger, he'll launch a big-time three. That one's a little short as well. And the ball rolls down the back of Wires, and then it stopped kind of sort of between his body and Thomas's body. That allowed them to keep it. And now Thomas, give and go, and a foul coming up against Zach Chambers or Tyree Brister. It's going to go against Brister.
It's actually a really good foul because Longcore had a wide-open layup.
4th team foul for Collinsville, so the next one will send Quincy to the line, but there's only 1:02 left to play here in this third quarter. Sprick triggers the inbound and a whistle right off the bat. We're going to call a foul. This one is going to go against Clay.
Yeah, he was pushing off a Weisinger to try to get himself open, so Collinsville is going to get possession back with a minute left in the third period, down 3.
Across the line it goes to Weisinger. Weisinger back over this way for Brister. Onto the near sideline to Horace. Horace into the corner for Brister once again. Brister all the way back out front for Weisinger. Weisinger to Wilkinson. Wilkinson deep out onto that left wing. And a little pop and drop for Nicky Tony. And Collinsville back to within 1.
Nicky Tony from 15 feet. That's where he lives. That's a great shot. Big bucket with 30 seconds left in the third.
1 second difference in the shot clock and the game clock. Here is Wires. Wires all the way back at midcourt. Hands the ball off to Longcore. Longcore, he'll deliberately and slowly go back to the midcourt stripe.
Look for Longcore to isolate against Nick Horace.
About a 1.5 seconds difference in the game clock and the play clock. And here comes Longcore. Longcore stops at the top of the key, gives it up to Wires. Wires at the free throw line, lost control, and that's a shot clock violation.
There's Tyree Brister. He disrupted that.
That's the end of the quarter, too, so no turnover there. Collinsville will not get the ball to continue this second quarter. We take a break. Fourth quarter action is what we have coming your way next on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Are you in need of a new mailbox to go with your new home? How about a new mailbox to replace your old one? Look no further than Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. From economy to custom, Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can create a mailbox that suits your needs. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes is licensed and insured. They use only high-quality materials and offer a satisfaction guarantee policy. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can also make your very own axe throwing set, hanging or standing.
Whether you need that axe throwing set or a new mailbox, you need Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. For more information, get a hold of Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes at 618-680-0208 or online at needanewmailbox.com.
Once again, we will welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. We got a nice, tight, close championship game here between Collinsville and Quincy. We've already had a couple of games that came down to the wire today, especially that triad loss by 1 point at the buzzer by the MacArthur Generals. And this one looks to be headed to the same type of finish.
Yeah, this is what everybody hoped for, I think. A Collinsville-Quincy game. You've got a great matchup. Collinsville's defended well. They haven't necessarily shot the ball well, but they've defended well and they've taken care of the ball. They've minimized turnovers, so they've got themselves in a position to win this ball game.
Yeah, more points in the paint than outside the perimeter for sure for Collinsville, as their three-point shooting went kind of cold here in this one so far. And we are underway in quarter number 4. Here is Thomas. Thomas picks up his dribble top of the key, and that is a turnover as Chase Reynolds bothered Loncourt, and Loncourt couldn't handle the hot potato coming from Thomas, and it ends up going out of bounds. And after 3 quarters of play, Collinsville finally got that three-pointer. They're 1 for 10, and Quincy, as they had back-to-back three-pointers late in that third quarter, are 5 of 12 now.
Yeah, Quincy out shooting Collinsville from the perimeter. That just means we're ready to go, Todd.
There is Horace, top of the key for Brister. Over onto the right wing now for Reynolds. Reynolds being watched by Loncourt. Top of the key for Horace. He's being guarded over there by Sprick. One bounce. Horace picks up his dribble, gives it up just outside the lane for Chambers. Chambers wants to back his way in. Instead kicks it out for Brister. Brister in the baseline. Comes back out. And a pass out for Weisinger. Weisinger, he'll try to penetrate. And he rattles but will not fall.
Oh,
and
man,
the rebound
that was
belongs
right
to Thomas.
there.
There was.
Man, we needed that bucket.
That was right toward the end of that shot clock, too, so they needed to get rid of the ball and almost made it count. Here is Loncourt. 1 point game once again. Quincy leads 30-29. Bounce pass to Sprick. Sprick over to Clay. Clay in front of his own bench. Travels across the lane. Puts up a shot. That's no good. And nothing but K-Hawks down there to collect that rebound. Now Collinsville's turn to try to come up and retake this lead.
Yeah, more struggles shooting the ball out of both teams.
Here is Horace. Gets it inside now for Zach Chambers. Turn around, and that one won't fall either. And now the rebound belongs to Loncourt. Having a hard time getting anything to fall here.
Yeah, nobody can buy a bucket.
That's kind of been the theme of the day, to tell you the truth. There's a turnover. Here comes Nick Horace. Horace, a give and go with Brister. No. Oh, get that out of here, says Clay, but that's going to be a foul.
He got him on the body. He blocked the shot up in the air, but he got him on the body. So credit Nicky Tony for being aggressive. He's going to get himself a chance for 2 shots at the free throw line.
Clay, his second foul, and Nick Horace, his first trip to the free throw line here tonight. And he didn't even go to the line last night against Lincoln. Matter of fact, Collinsville didn't go to the line much last night at all.
Got to hit free throws here in the fourth quarter.
Horace takes care of the first one. We're tied at 30.
Got the shooter's bounce. Bounce it off the front of the rim. Good for 1.
Horace, one more shot from the charity stripe. That one's good. Collinsville goes back in front by 1. Got to take those free ones when you get them.
You got that right. Here comes Quincy. Collinsville on the defense. Tyree Brister giving full court pressure against Wires.
They'll get it up to Loncourt. Loncourt in front of Coach Andy Douglas. Douglas is on his feet. Darren Lee is on his seat. Here is Clay. A little give and go there for Loncourt, but Loncourt was already past the lane. Now he's trying to muscle his way in, but can't do it. And back out front will go for Wires. 6 minutes to play. There's a steal by Brister, and Brister will give Collinsville a 3-point lead.
Exactly what we needed, Mr. Tyree Brister.
Leads the whole entire St. Louis area in steals this year, and he's not even a starter. Here is Thomas. Thomas out front, and Nicky Tony almost lodged that ball loose, and now
he walked.
There's travel.
He walked. There it is.
Boy, the crowd's getting pumped up here.
Collinsville's crowd is on their feet going crazy. Collinsville up 3, has the ball with 5:30 left. Headed to the west side of the gym.
K-Hawks trying to get a bigger lead than 3. I don't think anybody's had more than a 3-point lead. Here is Nick Horace. He feeds it inside for Chambers. Chambers backed up right into Thomas, knocked him down. No
Lost the
call,
ball.
but he lost the ball when he did it. And now Nick Horace is going to get called for a reach-in foul.
Yeah, I think Nick knew that they were on the run, so he went ahead and wanted to just slow that down, didn't want to give up an easy bucket to lose momentum. So Quincy will get the ball out on the near the half court.
Second foul on Horace, first this quarter for Collinsville. Each team has one foul now. And Sprick will inbound on the near sideline, right underneath the cursive writing that says Virgil Fletcher Gym. Here is Loncourt. Loncourt dumps it back over to Sprick. Sprick gives it up to Clay. Clay back out front for Sprick. He'll tick it back outside for Wires. Wires with a little hook pass, if you will, for Thomas. Give and go. Clay off the glass for two, and Quincy back to within one.
Yeah, Clay beat Weisinger. Weisinger knew that he didn't want to give up that fourth foul, so he had to give up the easy layup.
Here is Brister. Brister will come across the top of the logo, give it up to Weisinger on the wing. Now Darren Lee's out of his seat. And he'll give it up to Horace, Will Weisinger. Back over to Horace, for Weisinger, and a blocking foul going to be called against Wires.
Yeah, Jamori beat him baseline. Wires had no choice but to block him.
Kind of threw his hip in there, didn't he?
to not give up the layup.
4:37 left to play here in this fourth quarter. 33-32 in favor of Collinsville. Jayhawks are up by one. Carnahan will check back into the game. He'll take the place of Brister. Brown will check back in for Quincy. He'll take the place of Sprick. Inbound pass comes in. Carnahan out front to Chambers. Chambers around the horn to Horace. And now Weisinger will try a different baseline move. And no room. Kick it back outside to Chambers. Weisinger for three. Yes!
Yes, sir! Nice dish from Chambers to Weisinger. Collinsville goes up 4 with 4:20 left.
That's the biggest lead for anyone. Each team has had a three-point lead in this game. That's the first one beyond 3 points. Here is Clay. Clay, free throw line. That's going to go short, but there's Thomas. Can't do the putback. Collinsville gets it, and the Jayhawks trying to add on to that 4-point advantage.
Here comes Collinsville. Chase Reynolds doing the ball handling duties.
4 minutes left here in this fourth quarter. We are halfway through quarter number 4, and a chop by Wires. Wires is going to get called for his second foul in a row, and that'll be number 3 against Ralph.
Yeah, I like the call. He ended up with the ball, but he definitely hacked Reynolds to get it. So Collinsville is going to get the ball out near the hash mark.
Carnahan will inbound at the end of the scorer's table, right in front of Amanda Bauer, and does so to Chase Reynolds. Reynolds back at the bottom of the logo will bring it up to the top side, give it up for Carnahan. Carnahan back over to Reynolds. They're the only two that was outside the perimeter. And outside, Weisinger, no, can't get it to fall. And the rebound belongs to Quincy. Here comes Loncourt. Loncourt, he'll bring it up slowly, and he'll make his way over into the corner at the end of his bench. Gives it up for Thomas, give and go, that's out of bounds. Another turnover, Collinsville trying to take advantage of.
Yeah, Collinsville ran a set play to Weisinger, no good. Quincy runs a set play to Loncourt. He can't handle it, so here comes Collinsville with 3:30 left, up 4 in the ball game. Championship night here at Virgil Fletcher.
Here is Weisinger. Weisinger will bring the ball up right in the middle of midcourt. And bounce pass onto the wing now for Reynolds. Reynolds bounces it to the free throw line, kick back outside. Weisinger with a head fake in the paint, takes a shot, can't get it. Oh, it does fall.
Weisinger dribble drives, jump shot, puts Collinsville up by 6.
2-possession ball game, 3 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Here is Clay for Quincy, bounces it to Thomas. Thomas, he'll get rid of it back to Wires. Wires, he'll launch a big-time three-point shot. That one's no good. Rebound, that belongs to Chambers. The foul belongs to Thomas.
That, I think, will be number 4. Is that right on Thomas?
I think you might be. No, that's number 3.
Number 3?
Yeah, he got taken out early with 2. And now we're going to have a timeout called by Quincy. It is a 30-second timeout. We'll step aside for 30 seconds as well. We're back in just a moment on the Jayhawk Sports Network. Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Todd Duke, Dr. Chris McCluskey along with you. Hope you're enjoying this one. 38-32 in favor of Collinsville. 2:51 left on the clock here in this fourth quarter. Collinsville trying to take advantage of a Quincy turnover. Here comes Jamori Weisinger. Weisinger brings it up across the timeline. Gives a pass out over to Reynolds, who gives it up to Nick Horace. Horace over to Carnahan. Back over to Weisinger. Weisinger drives baseline. Get that out of here, says Thomas.
Yeah, Weisinger not going to shoot the ball over Thomas. Nice block shot. Problem is he blocked it out of bounds. He's doing a little chatting, and the referees say, knock it off. Keep playing the game, gentlemen. So 18 on the shot clock for Collinsville.
Nick Horace will inbound, offset to the right of his basket, and he will inbound to Weisinger. Weisinger does a little spin move to get out of the way of Wires, takes it all the way back toward the scorer's table and gives it up for Chase Reynolds. Reynolds onto the wing to Carnahan, down to 9 seconds to go on the shot clock. Here is Chambers. He'll turn around, put it in.
Yes,
Collinsville
sir.
up by 8.
Nice dish to Chambers. He makes good on the baby hook from the left side. Here comes Quincy down 8.
There is Clay. Clay gets the ball to Longcourt. That was almost picked off by Reynolds. And now Thomas gets in the way of Reynolds. No call there on the illegal screen. And over here to this side now for Clay. Clay back out front for Brown. Brown dribbles and drives and takes the shot over the head of Chambers. Chambers will get called for a foul.
Boy, he sure does. That's the last thing Collinsville wanted. But tell you what, Camden Brown drove hard. He used his body, and he kissed it off the glass, and he's going to get a chance to cut the lead to 5.
At the free throw line, it is Camden Brown, his first trip there tonight, and he'll make good on it. And it is a 5-point game, 40-35. Under 2 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Here is Nick Horace. Horace will race his way up and slow things down once he approaches that wing, and then he lost the ball off his leg.
Man, untimely turnover, but Nick just dribbled the ball off his foot. His buddies give him a high five, say, no worries, we got you. My goodness. The drama builds here at Virgil Fletcher.
Sure does. Here comes Longcourt. Longcourt, he'll get it across the timeline with 1:34 left to play. Or excuse me, 1:36 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Nice move by Longcourt. Into the corner, the big guy for 3. No good. And our big guy handles a big, long rebound. Here is Chase Reynolds. Gets it up to Weisinger. Weisinger, he'll come across the line with 1:20 to go here in this fourth quarter. Weisinger drives, paint. Good!
Oh, baby! Jamori Weisinger down the paint for 2. Puts Collinsville up by 7 with just over a minute left.
Here is Longcourt and did the hair a whistle before that ball went out of bounds?
I think Nick fouled him on the drive.
Nick Horace will get his 3rd foul, and that is the 3rd team foul.
We've got one more to give. Collinsville gets a stop here. They look good.
And the inbound pass comes into Longcourt. Longcourt tries to bully his way past Reynolds, and a underhand shot. Oh, no. Now Zach Chambers is going to get called for another foul.
Yeah, so clock stops at 1:04. The big guy, Thomas, drives against Chambers. He's got a chance to cut the lead.
3rd foul for Chambers. Thomas will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight. He'll be shooting 2. That one's good.
Makes good on his first free throw. Darren Lee going to call a timeout.
Timeout called, 30-second timeout. We'll take a 30-second break as well, and we'll be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our K-Hawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a K-Hawk, always a K-Hawk. Hashtag K-Hawk family.
Welcome back to Collinsville High School, a very packed Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. And we're glad that you're with us here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. 1:04 left to play here in this fourth quarter. 42-36 in favor of Collinsville. And one more free throw coming up for Keyshawn Thomas and the Quincy Blue Devils.
Yeah, they make this free throw look for Quincy to press hard, so Collinsville's going to have to take care of the basketball.
Thomas misses the second one. There is Chase Reynolds with the rebound. He'll give it up to Weisinger. Weisinger directing some traffic as he moves up this near sideline, gets it across the timeline, and a hand check. That one's going to go against Wires, I believe.
Wires, absolutely. He's upset about it.
That's his fourth.
And that puts Collinsville
Yep.
on the line.
Sure does.
Wow, that's a big foul, Todd.
Yeah, and Wires can't believe it. So Jamori Weisinger at the free throw line for the first time tonight, and he will miss.
Gotta hit the free throws down the line. Collinsville
Up by 6, man. One more of these, and it's a 3-possession game.
Correct.
Weisinger can't hit the free throw. The three-point shooter extraordinaire misses 2 from the charity stripe. Here is Loncourt. Loncourt for 3 to try to cut it in half, and he does.
Oh, my goodness gracious. 2 missed free throws. You give up a three-pointer. Quincy now has, boy, Collinsville could have closed the door. Now Quincy has a real shot at this.
30-second timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. Back in a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com.
Collinsville goes back to work here. 40 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Here is Weisinger. He'll give the ball up to Nick Horace. 10-second difference in the shot clock and the play clock. Over to man, that ball stayed in the air way too long, and that is going the other direction. That was off of the shoe of Reynolds. He doesn't believe it, but it was.
Well, he got fouled. He got bumped into. He got fouled, and he can't believe it.
Well, 3-point game, 42-39. And another timeout on the floor. This one is a full timeout. We'll go ahead and take half of that time, and we'll be back here in 30 seconds on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. A 3-point game. Collinsville has the lead. Quincy has the ball, and the shot clock will no longer be in use in this quarter.
Yeah, man, Collinsville, I tell you what, could have hit free throws, and we give up a three-pointer. Chase Reynolds got pushed on that. Otherwise, he wouldn't have dribbled out of bounds. He thought he got fouled. He was ready for it, but at any rate, it doesn't matter. Here comes Quincy down 3 with 29.3 left.
Well, the best they can do is tie. Down by 3. Here comes Loncourt. Loncourt brings the ball up across the timeline, and he'll try to enter his way into the paint. No room there. Kick it back outside now for Brown. Brown on the left wing. Back out to Loncourt at midcourt. Loncourt drives, side of the lane. Get that out of here.
Stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he did. Collinsville will get the ball back with 7.6 seconds left to go here in this fourth quarter.
Oh, baby.
Now you go ahead and just let them foul you if you want.
Well, you got to get the ball in and retain possession, right?
Yep, you got to. Got to complete that inbound.
Don't foul, Jamori. Don't foul. He's leaning.
Reynolds throws it into Horace, and Horace will get fouled from behind by Brown. So Nick Horace, our best free throw shooter, will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Let's
right now, it's a 3-point game. He just needs to make 1 to make it a 2-possession contest.
Well, we didn't get to say it, but Zach Chambers with a huge block
That
shot
was huge.
right on that drive. He was
smacked
not
that-
having it.
He smacked that down with authority.
I mean, defensive play of the game. Come on, Nicky Tony.
Horace at the free throw line. First shot, good. 2-possession game, 6 seconds left.
Yes, sir.
That might just about do it.
That's the nail in the coffin. Let me just go ahead and be the first to congratulate Collinsville on their tournament championship.
Horace makes both. Collinsville up by 5. 6.7 seconds left. Inbound pass comes into Brown. Brown will launch a 3-point shot. That falls short. Collinsville will hold on, and the K-Hawks will win 44-39 and capture the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic Championship.
Yes, sir, Todd. What a night here at Virgil Fletcher Gym. Collinsville upsets the favored Quincy, even in spite of not shooting the ball well from 3, but our guys battled, and we are this year's tournament champions.
Nicely done there, Collinsville K-Hawks. What a tournament this has been. It's been so much fun. So much fun.
Oh, my goodness. What a deal. What a deal.
So they'll hand out the trophy presentation, and then they will. There's Chris down at the scorer's table. We're going to hand out the trophies, and then we're going to have the all-tournament team and the MVP announced here in just a little bit. So we're not going to go anywhere. We're going to keep it right here for a while.
What's your guess on MVP? I mean, my goodness, it could be any one of 3 guys, right?
My vote
Zach
went for
Chambers,
Weisinger.
Weisinger?
Yeah, my vote went for Weisinger. I know that Matt Clark said that if Collinsville wins, he wants Nick Horace to win. He said if Quincy wins, he wanted Longcore to win, but I don't know. We'll see. There's Clay Smith and Chris Kettler down there hugging. This will be a fun time at LC's afterwards.
Oh,
it's never nice to hang out with Chris Kettler after a loss.
I can't wait till Kettler carries the trophy into
I know.
LC's.
I just hope I'm there for it. I got to break down all this equipment.
I'll leave it here. What the heck?
No.
Let's go.
No, I got it. Believe it or not, on New Year's Day, I got a hockey game to do.
Look at this. My heart's beating a million
Trophy
miles
presentation.
a minute.
Congratulations to Quincy for their second place finish in the 39th annual Collinsville Prairie Farms.
Congratulations to Quincy. What a team, and I have a feeling this won't be our last matchup against Quincy, Todd.
I need an extra microphone is what I need.
Right. Thanks for getting the crowd noise in there, though.
Yeah. Well, I tried to get the announcement over the PA system here.
Hey, also, big thanks to everybody at home and wherever you are watching. We had an incredible number of.
We ended up at 1.8 thousand watching that game live.
Yeah, so thank you all for tuning in. You guys got a show tonight.
Yeah, you did. And we're already back down to 1.2 thousand. I think the Quincy people turned it off.
Here we go. What a deal. The 2024s do it again.
Yep. First time since 2019 in that big win over Mundelein with the Rayshawn Taylor-led K-Hawks. And now, out at midcourt, the K-Hawks are going to get their picture taken with the best trophy of them all. The first place championship trophy. Your Collinsville K-Hawks are the 2023 winners of the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament.
And I gave up a trip to the Cotton Bowl tonight just to be here, and boy, did it pay off.
Yes, yes, yes. Hope Matt Clark's sitting there at that Cotton Bowl watching this on his phone.
I'm sure he is.
Great performance there by Collinsville, but that was a tough game, man. 44-39, low-scoring affair.
That was. Both teams battled. Man, what a treat, right?
Yep.
For high school basketball fans, what a treat.
All right, I'm going to take off my headset here once they start doing this all-tournament team so I can turn up my microphone and let everybody else hear, which means I'll turn you down. Yes, I'll take that one. Hey, thanks, Doc. We'll see you at LC's.
Thanks for having me. I'll see you there. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That is Dr. Chris McCluskey. We take him. All-tournament team being announced right now.
They were voted on by members of the media and tournament personnel. The 39th annual Collinsville Holiday team members are, and if you are still here, please come on down. Drew Winslow from Triad. Stevie Tatum from Decatur MacArthur. DeCarl Payne from Carbondale. Mario Brown from Granite City. Rennie Harris from O'Fallon. Camden Brown from Quincy. Tom Clay from Quincy. Bradley Longcourt III from Quincy. Nick Horace from Collinsville. Zach Chambers from Collinsville. And the tournament MVP this year from Collinsville, Jamori Robinson. Let's all give our all-tournament team a big round of applause.
And there you have it, folks. The all-tournament team. Collinsville wins the championship. It has been a ton of fun. I want to thank everybody involved. Zach and Josh Roseman over here for hanging out with us all 3 days. Matt Clark got to spend 2 days with us. We appreciate his help. Chris Keller joined us in the very first pregame interview, so we thank him, and of course Dr. McCluskey, and we can't forget about Steven Stock from Belleville East joining us for all the Lancers games here on this main floor. It's been a lot of fun. It's time to wrap things up, and we'll be back in your ear Monday afternoon on New Year's Day as we have hockey for you. A 2:45 start from the RP Lumber Center as Collinsville takes on O'Fallon. My name is Todd Duke. Appreciate everybody tuning in over the last 3 days, and everyone have yourselves a fantastic new year in 2024. Talk to you later.